Hello, my name is Sally and today I have my lovely model Anne, and thank you so much for being my model. What we're going to do today is we're going to do a full makeover on Anne using Look Fabulous Forever's products, but we are going to focus on slightly deep set eyes, which is something that a lot of people have, and it's just a slightly different look to your eyes, and there are different ways to use eye makeup to help slightly change that. So if you have deep set eyes, then your eyes are slightly more sort of sunken into the skull, so that means that there is often a slightly more protruding brow bone, which can slightly cast a shadow underneath the eyes, so we have to sort of counterbalance that. And it means that the crease is more deep set. So again, we can bring that forward using makeup. So that's what we're going to do today, full makeup, but sort of working on that area particularly. It is actually quite easy to look over made up if you've got deep set eyes. So I always think it's good to keep the eye makeup quite light and quite fresh, and that will also really help. The product that I'm going to use now, which is really important for deep set eyes, is Smooth Out Eye Prime. So this is a primer specifically for holding your eyeshadow and stopping it from creasing, but what it also does is it just goes over any little areas of broken veins or little tiny lines and veins that you have and discoloration that you have. And if you have got deep set eyes, it's really nice because it creates a slightly light base. So I'm just taking a small amount on my hand, and then I'm going to use my concealer brush number 4 again. This product you don't need very much of. It's very easy to put too much on, and it's important that the eye is dry and clean and oil free. So what I'm going to do is to bring it just into the socket line, which will have the effect of lightening that a little bit as well. Light colours bring forward and dark colours push back or recede. So that's important to know if you are dealing with deep set eyes. A lot of deep set eyes are actually quite small, but Anne doesn't have small eyes. She's got big, lovely shaped eyes, lovely size eyes, but we've got quite a sort of pronounced area just in the socket line. So what I don't want to do is to put any dark colours in this area, which will push them back even more. So I'm always very gentle putting this on. You don't need to be too firm. You can use your finger to put it on, as long as the finger obviously is clean and oil free. But I quite like to use the concealer brush. Just it's a little bit more professional and it goes on, I think, more easily. So I'm going to now use the first colour eyeshadow, which is a really pretty light shade, and it's in our matte shade, and it's called Caramel Pink, so it's this one. So it's similar to cream, but it's got a hint of sort of peachy pink in it. And I'm keeping it light so that we're bringing forward, so using the same brush that I used for the powder. So this is the brush number 7. So I'm putting this all over Anne's lid and particularly into the crease line, just to lighten it. It's a lovely soft brush, so you can't do any damage to that delicate eye area using this brush. It's important when you're using this colour to just put enough of the base colour on, just so that you've got a good base on which to blend any other colours. So this is a very light, neutral, not a scary colour at all. It's a good base. Because these eyeshadows are shimmer free, you can put them all over and they are really good, even if you've got fine lines. They're just very gentle on older eyes. And also, even some of the darker shades in this range do not come out as scary as you might think, so then they blend well. So they're very gentle and forgiving colours, I would say. What I'm going to do now is just to go a shade darker. So this is rose gold, and I just want to put a little bit of that just on that outer edge. Again, it hardly shows, it's a very natural colour, but it's quite nice if you have got deep set eyes to use slightly warmer colours rather than the sort of bluey greys. If you use lots of bluey greys, then they'll sort of show more because they look a little bit more like the socket line, whereas if you use slightly warmer, lighter colours, it will detract from the sort of the bluey bit that's the deeper sunken socket line. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with a colour called Cocoa, which is a nice light but warm brown, just on that outer corner of Anne's eyes. It's going to be quite a natural eye look, but that's quite a nice look with deep set eyes. You don't want to go too dark and too heavy. So it's a really pretty warm brown. I'm just bringing it a little bit just across the outer edge of the eye, but I'm not bringing it into this area, which I might do normally. So now I'm going to go back with my eyeshadow blender brush, the one that I used first of all, just to soften little short strokes. And again, this is such a lovely soft brush. It's so great for blending eyeshadows. So a really good product to use if you have got deep set eyes is the sheer Brilliance lid colours. So I'm going to use the one that's called Golden Mist on Anne because she wears slightly warmer colours, but there's a really lovely one called Silver Mist and there's a green one called Soft Moss. So I'm going to put this product into the inner third, and I'm actually going to bring a little bit to this area here. So what I'm going to use now on Anne is the dark brown soft eyeliner. And I'm not going to bring it all the way in. When you've got deep set eyes, you don't want to necessarily bring your eyeliner all the way around to make your eyes look too round. So I'm going to focus more on the outer edges of Anne's eyes, just again to detract away. And I'm not going to make it too thick, just a fine line, just to halfway. Just lifting it on that outer edge, a fraction wider than Anne's eyelashes. If you've not used one of our pencils, give them a go because they are incredibly easy to use. Very, very soft and flattering to older eyes. Think to yourself you're drawing on the lashes and then you won't get a gap between the lashes and your eyeliner, and that's a secret. You know, it doesn't matter if they go a little bit on the lashes. It's easier then to blend than if you go too high to start with. So I'm going to use a little bit underneath, but I'm not going to use the dark brown underneath. I'm actually going to use the warm taupe, which is not as harsh. I just feel that if I put the dark brown underneath, it might bring it all in, which is what I don't want to do. So I'm using the warm taupe underneath because also it's slightly warmer, so it doesn't look like there's a sort of dark circle, which we were carefully trying to avoid with our concealer when you've got deep set eyes. So it's just a really pretty colour, just a little bit softer. Again, I'm not going all the way, just halfway across, and they are lovely and gentle. I'm now just going to go over just with the Cocoa and my wedge brush number 8, just again to soften. So this is a really easy way. If you don't want to use an eyeliner, just use the wedge brush with an eyeshadow and press it into the base of the lashes, both top and bottom, and you'll have the effect of eyeliner. Or do what I'm doing and just soften the eyeliner that you've used with the eyeshadow. So what I'm going to use now is our Lithe Lash Mascara in black. And I am going to slightly move Anne's lashes to the left again, just to draw away from that area rather than going straight. As I'm putting the mascara on, this is something you can do yourself. You can actually slightly direct your lashes. You have the most amazingly long, gorgeous lashes, Anne. So again, I'm just bringing them slightly to the side rather than straight up, just to elongate the eyes. What beautiful lashes you have, Anne. So there we have the finished look for Anne. You look beautiful. Thank you for being such an amazing model. So just a few top tips again with deep set eyes. Really important to use the Smooth Out Eye Prime first and put that a little bit higher so that you're covering the area of the socket line. And then stick to fairly light, fresh colours, using quite a lot of concealer underneath in case that there is a little bit of dark sort of shadowing from the brow bone coming forward too much. So make sure you put enough concealer on and put the concealer into that inner area. And then make sure that I've used the dark but only on that outer edge, so I brought everything a little bit further out rather than putting the slightly darker colours into the socket line. I've just gone above the socket line and a little bit further out. I've also used the shimmer, the really sheer Brilliance lid colour in Golden Mist, so in that area here, just again to bring that forward and to distract away from the slightly darker crease. Eyeliner, don't bring it all the way across and close the eyes up, so I've just made it a little bit more on the outer edges of the top and the bottom, and I've kept colours that are slightly warmer rather than going for blues and greys and purples, which can look a little bit more like the darkness that you already have in your socket line. So I've gone for slightly warmer colours, warmer browns, which will also work. And again, distracting away with lovely eyebrows and lips and blusher and keeping the foundation looking really polished. And then just sort of to create the whole effect. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed watching. And if you've got any comments, anything you'd like to say, or any dilemmas that you would like us to film and help with, then please put those into the comment boxes below. And thank you so much for watching, and thank you again.
Thank you.